Hi, stream.
Alright. Welcome everybody back to HomebrewHaven. Tonight we only have two people with us. Our third member is feeling under the weather. So there'll be a small and relatively short session. A couple of announcements. Last month's charity is ended, 826 LA, but I am doing a special charity month again this month for Cyber Smile, which is basically a charity to stop people or to help people who are victims of cyberbullying. The reason we are doing this is I am going to be taking part of Roll20Con this year. Roll20Con is an online con to help support Roll20 as well as raise money for Cybersmile. It takes place the 24th and the 25th of June. Our session will be starting an hour before their final official session of Saturday ends. So I hope to see quite a few people. Hopefully we can get some attention from there. But yeah. So we will be taking place with that. Once again, that is the 24th and the 25th of June. So this month. Come on by, invite friends. Hope to see a bunch of people here to support. Any donations for this month, that's 100% all donations are going to Cybersmile. As for the Tales of the Yawning Portal thing, at this point I'm just taking anyone who is interested. If anyone is interested in learning how to play, or just joining a monthly / bi-monthly session, just hit me up here on Twitch. I will get back to you as soon as possible. One final announcement, just to clarify. This session, the Saturday sessions, we used to run the Out of the Abyss campaign. After finishing that, I'm continuing the story, on my own. We'll be doing a quick interlude, short campaign in Middle Earth to get the group up to level 20. After that, we will be diving into a campaign known as Return of the Nine Hells. That's something I'm writing, and the heroes will be going up against Devil Lords. So, should be interesting. We'll be doing that for as long as we have our handy dandy rogue Maxwell Forskern, aka Foley. He is going to have to take a few months off, and at that point I will be switching over and trying to run a Shadowrun campaign. So there will also be some slots open for that as well. I've never played Shadowrun outside of occasionally playing the games, so I will be having to learn this new system and see how that goes. I think that's it for announcements. So let's dive back into Ragnarok. So last session, our heroes had just returned to the castle of Idale, where the Dragon Rider Kings informed them of everything that's going on, congratulated them on their victory, and gave them each some time to recuperate and generate their own personal armies, I guess. Robert with his Hands of the Grimjaw, or Hammers of the Grimjaw. Foley with his School of Mages, Maxwell with School of Mages, and Karazir with his fixing up his personal body, as well as creating a few golems to keep him, keep with him in combat. After about a month, the king sent for them to return and gave them the choice of where they wished to take their next fight. The heroes chose the fabled lands of Middle Earth, which were having some dragon problems. So, after a couple weeks' journey by airship, they arrived at the Lonely Mountain in the kingdom of Erebor, where they were taken in by the dwarves there and given a place to kind of use as base of operations. So, without further ado, dive back in to Ragnarok. Alright, boys, welcome back. So, you guys left off right after you were given your little mansion, and you guys did a long rest for the evening. Yeah, any questions before we dive back into this real quick?
No.
No?
Nope.
Alright. So, as you guys, sleep through the night, you're suddenly woken by the Dragon Rider Duroc.
Boyos, we might have a bit of an issue at the gates. Arouse yourselves. Follow me.
As you all rouse yourselves, get dressed and whatnot, you meet your allies down in the foyer and start the travel through the tunnels towards the entrance of Erebor.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but something's got the men of the Dale riled up.
And as he says this, you guys kind of step out of the main gates of Erebor to see the king of the dwarves speaking with a rather fat, greasy and disgusting looking man in kind of tattered silk robes, and behind him stands a rather sizable bulk of a large mob, swords and torches all drawn. What are you all going to do?
So the Dwarf King is standing there talking to someone?
Yeah. In front of a large mob.
Gotcha.
Robert Foley and says to him, not Foley, Maxwell, and says to him, I know nothing of dwarven customs. Are they the same here as they are back at home?
Do I know that, Trip?
They're relatively close.
Give or take, yes.
Then is it a good idea for us to interrupt this crowd?
Interrupt the crowd? No. No, it's probably not a smart idea. It might cause a riot. But I would be smart to try to figure out what's going on.
At that, Robert strides forward to tap any random citizen on the shoulder, and then he'll ask, what's the deal?
Well, the mob is facing you. Like, the Dwarf King is speaking to, and these are men, like humans, not dwarves.
Well, in that case, Robert's just going to stand there and listen onto the speech.
The fat, bulbous man in the silk robes goes,
I don't care what you say to defend them. I understand that during the War of the Ring, you kept our people safe, but it does not make up for past history of wrongdoings. The dragon was your problem, and we dealt with it. And now, you bring more dragons with you, and they bring problems to our door. The King of Dale has been taken, as well as several other leaders and children, by those black-beaked, damnable things and their black-winged creatures. What say you, King of Erebor, King under the mountain?
the Dwarf King turns and looks at you all.
We have an issue here. Dragon Rider, I believe this is your business, not mine.
Right. So, people have been being taken?
Yes, several of our men and the king were taken in their sleep last night. The only thing that the creatures wanted in return for their safety is you. And we are here to collect.
And these creatures, they look like... what exactly, again?
Dark, hooded monstrosities with beaks like the darkest birds, and upon great flying shadows. They were all led by a dwarf who wants your head.
One day in this place. Alright. A moment. Maxwell turns to the group, turns to look at his group. Well, they want me dead. So I say we go go confront these creatures.
As you speak to them, you kind of glance over to Duroc, who is pale white, his eyes wide. And he's going,
The Razak are back? No. No, gods be damned.
This is a big problem, then, Durak. Durak.
Yes, we... I guess Uruk never told you the tale of the Razak. Why tell you the tales of an extinct creature? We can't give ourselves over. They want both of our heads and the lives of our dragons. They want revenge for what we've done.
And I'm guessing by the sounds of it, they're very powerful ones, but...
They're man-killers, hunters of human flesh. Bred to do one thing. That's kill your kind. And after the Dragon Riders nearly wiped them out of existence, we've just waited the day for them to return. And I assume, at the timing of things, that these are the ones that hunted the Dragon Rider Ergon, Uruk's master.
Joy. Well, if we don't give ourselves over, is they're going to continue to kill people, innocent people.
We are at an impasse then.
Perhaps we should give ourselves over and then escape captivity, and then slay them.
It's not that simple.
It never is.
They said they were being led by a dwarf. I don't know who that could be.
Well, it could be anyone. How many dwarves live in this world?
Many.
The question is clearly rhetorical. He's clearly not expecting an answer.
despite that, he goes,
Many. But few who had damned themselves to work with the Razak. Nor their parents, the letter Braka.
So, what do you suggest to do then, Durak?
I don't know. But I would be damned before I put Elidor's life in danger of these blasted creatures.
Right. Can't put anyone's life at risk with this. Maxwell turns back to the mob and looks at the man leading them. Did they ask for the Dragon Riders, or was it anyone specific? Or just the Dragon Riders?
He said the Dragon Riders and their dragons.
Right. Maxwell turns back to his group once more. Well, from what I see, there's only one course of action, but I can't ask all of you to risk your lives doing it. Well, risk your lives even more.
Oh
See how it is,
no, we
Morty?
lost her, Morty.
I see how it is.
I see how it is. Damn. Huh. Well,
hopefully he comes back.
yeah, hopefully. Oh no. Anyway, Illyria steps forward and goes, perhaps you and I should go and take a look. Leave these others here, and we can report back what we find.
That would be wise. Get information. It'll make it a little less dangerous for us then.
But we'll have to do something to disperse this mob.
You're right. We will.
Tell them you're turning yourself over.
That'll work. Maxwell turns towards the mob again. Alright, we've made a decision. I'll be turning myself over to these Razak, or whatever they were called.
Good. Men, seize him. Clap him in irons.
At that, the mob moves forward, grabbing you roughly.
Oh, shit.
Seems Morty's internet is coming back on, hopefully. Maybe.
Let's see.
Maybe. Connecting.
There's a wonderful, wonderful Morty. Rivendell is now playing RimWorld. Damn it, Morty.
That's why your internet's
Okay.
crapping out. You're being unfaithful, you bastard. No, I'm just kidding. As the mob quickly grabs you.
Sorry about that, net died.
You're good. Welcome back. So what you missed is Foley offered to go with Illyria ahead to see the situation. Turned around, told the crowd. He's turning himself over, and the crowd is now moving on him to clap him in irons.
I thought they already clapped me in irons.
I'm giving him a chance to react.
Oh, gotcha.
Foley agreed to it, yeah?
Well, he was going to go stealth ahead and, like, spy on him, but...
Robert pushes forward, the intimidating, radiant being that he is, waving the people off, and he says, I'll do it myself.
Roll intimidation.
Find it.
As you kind of force yourself forward, many of the mob kind of back off. Obviously, most of them are not actually fighters. As you snatch the manacles from them.
Then I'm going to place a hand on Maxwell's shoulder and start to lead him out of the town.
As you do, the fat man in the silk robes kind of bustles forward.
How do you even know where you're going?
Robert smiles at him. And he says, yeah, do you mind getting out of my way?
Of course. Of course.
Robert keeps going. And then, once he's out of the town, he says to Maxwell, I really hope you know where you're going.
Not really.
Well, spy on someone who knows where to go, because I just bluffed my way out of all of that.
Thanks for the escape there, Robert.
Robert then breaks the manacles with his manly strength.
Alright. As
And then
you
he, go.
as you snap the manacles, you just kind of drop them to the ground. And you guys move towards the town of Dale, which is, a half mile down the road from the entrance to Erebor. Almost completely... sorry?
You might want to let Folly do this, because dinner just got done being ready.
Word. Yeah, that's... Those
Back in a sec.
Anyway. Alrighty. As you enter the town of Dale fully, Maxwell, you notice that most of the people are gone. Very few are still there, and all of them are kind of locked in the what appears to be the city hall. As you kind of navigate your way around the town, Illyria hot on your tail, you notice several signs of bloodshed and battle near one of the churches. And as you get close to the church, you see a long smear of crimson blood kind of leading up to the doors, which are shut tight as the sun comes up over the horizon.
Whoa. That's ominous. Come on, let's look for another way in.
Roll an investigation. As you look around the side, you find...
That is one big pile of shit.
Who's being sponsored? Oh, I didn't catch it. You find a smashed window. Stabby monkey. I assume she means Mr. Maxwell for that.
I think so.
But you find a smashed window near the back that you can slip into easily.
I usually slip into it.
Alrighty. Roll me a stealth. Gee, many criminy.
They apparently have plus 25 to stealth.
Yep, and drills up Kenzie shit. As you slip through the window, you hear whimpering cries, apparently from children, coming from the main chamber of the church. As you also hear the occasional grunt and groan and the crack of a whip against flesh.
Hearing this, I'm going to put up my hood and then approach the main chamber.
As you put up your hood, Illyria slips in the window behind you and follows up behind. Okay. Roll me a perception. As you open up the door, just barely, you peek through, and you can see several children kind of huddled up in a corner, surrounded by bruised and bloodied men who seem to be protecting them. In the very center, upstrapped to the statue of whatever god these people pray to, is a man with a crown around his head, or on top of his head. His back opened by several wounds from a whip, and bearing the whip against him, a familiar-looking dwarf that you remember vaguely from Khazad der Grimst and before from the barber shop in Overhill.
Oh, son of a bitch.
For every moment that I have to wait for that damnable dragon rider, I will rip the flesh from your bones. And should you fall, I'll move to the next one, and the next, until all of you are dead, and the children. And if I run out, I'll go back out, and I'll send my Razak out to bring me the women of your city.
As the man cries out in pain once more, you suddenly hear Illyria gasp behind you.
This isn't good. Hostages. There's hostages. And he's gonna kill every one of them until he gets me.
And then you hear from behind you from Illyria.
I turn around.
there, standing there, mouth or hand twisted and clawed, covering her mouth, and a rapier to her throat. A dark, hooded figure, a long beak sticking out from the hood.
Maxwell takes off his hood and raises his hands. All right. You got me.
You just hear the clicking coming from its beak as a dark, disgusting, fetid breath blows over your face. Roll me a wisdom save. You feel a bit drowsy at first, then you shake your head as you clear the breath away. Roll me an initiative. Ooh, very nice. You and these nat 20s right now.
Yo, nat 20s.
Herger-durger. Actually, just roll it. Alright, so you do have the first move.
All right. I'm going to teleport behind him with Misty Step. And then using Belgrin, I'm gonna attempt to chop off the arm that he has the rapier in.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we're using Zin as...
Four. // trying to cut off his arm holding the rapier.
Alright, both of those actually... Only one of those hits.
The real question is, do I get a sneak attack for attacking from behind?
You do.
Awesome. Well, let me figure out my... Oh, I forgot my sneak attack damage is now ridiculously high.
Okay.
So that would be 58 damage.
58. As you slash into its arm, you don't cut it off. As you realize that you are not attacking flesh. It is covered in this strange, chitinous outer carapace. As you slash into it, you do crack the carapace just a little bit, but it is not enough to actually do any real serious damage. It's just a small trickle of this corroded, coagulated dark blood just kind of drips out of it. It is enough to allow Illyria to duck away and use her action or her bonus action to disengage enough and then steps out and lunges back in with her scimitar and miss and miss. As her damn it, why did I exit out? As her scimitar actually kind of just bounces off of the carapace of this creature, it turns and looks to you, Maxwell. It lunges at you with blinding speed. My third die. What's your AC at?
27.
Okay, so that one hits, that one hits, and the third one does not. So as it kind of lunges forward at you, that's not D8. That is. The rapier just slashes across your chest once, and then stabs into your left arm before you're able to bring Belgrand up and kind of parry the last strike. Take 21 points of damage and make me 2 Constitution saving throws. Right, you do make the saves. Yeah, so 21 points of damage, you said. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. 21.
And it's back to your turn.
First, I'm gonna look to Illyria. Run now. Go tell the others. I'll hold it off until then. Just go tell the others where we are now. And with that, I slash at it with Belgrand and my short sword. And I'm also gonna use one of my luck to try to fix that Belgrand. The first Belgrand swing. So let's just roll a d20, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's better than the 2 I rolled with my Belgrand.
What's that total then? Plus 16. So that's a miss, hit. So 20...
43.
Yeah, 43. Okay. As Illyria turns and launches herself out the window to go get help. So they will arrive in 2 turns. I'll say 3 turns actually. On the Razak's turn. And it
uses its bonus action to disengage from you as it sprints over towards the door and kicks it open, letting out a what? And then it turns back to you and sprints back at you, launching itself up into the air and grabbing a hold of you. Roll me a an acrobatics or an athletics save. It is not enough, as the Razak launches itself at you, grabbing hold of you, and it slams you down onto the ground, onto your back. Its hands gripping, or its claws kind of gripping your arms, the talons kind of piercing your flesh. Go ahead and make me a athletics check at this point for your turn, unless you would like to try something else.
Oh. Okay. I can try something else, yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's been a while since I used my magic, but it doesn't require hand motions, does it?
No, it does not.
I'm just gonna word my magic to just try to make it weaken its muscles.
Roll me your magic.
Awesome. Not awesome.
As you cast the spell, you feel a slight bit of energy expel from you. So take 21 points of energy damage.
Okay.
But its strength is just barely dropped.
Son of a bitch.
At this point, it slams down at you with its beak thrice. Advantage on each. Miss, actually.
Oh. Oh.
Hit.
Oh.
And hit. As its beak slams into you twice, that is... Fuck it. Roll 20, rolling it. $79 points of damage. As its beak slams into your chest twice, you can actually feel it beginning to eat your flesh.
Holy shit. Oh, okay. Fuck. My turn then?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. Um. Shit, I actually don't know. Worth a shot. Can I see out the window?
Yes, you can.
How far away to the window is it? What did you say?
It's about 10 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna teleport myself 20 feet outside that window using Misty Step because it only requires verbal. I'm just really hoping it doesn't teleport with me.
I'm just gonna use Ryu as the dwarf. As you slip out of its grip, and you teleport outside the window, you can feel the blood dripping down your chest as you kind of and you realize that one of your lungs has been punctured. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Using luck?
Yes.
Okay. You do manage to catch your breath. Enough that you could mutter another spell.
Heal myself. Oh, son of a... I hit the wrong button. Give me a moment while I reopen everything.
Rafflecopter.
Immersion breaking.
You're waist hailing yourself? Oh, okay, you're back in. Never mind.
Yeah. Let me just find myself. There we go. No, I still have to give Maxwell a picture on Roll20.
Okay. Heal 46 points of damage.
And I am now going to try to get away. Or, well, escape. I'm gonna just, like, run for my movement speed of 45.
Alright, so I'm gonna say church is there. As you run out into the courtyard of the church, you see Illyria running up with Robert in tow. So, say you are there, and Robert and Illyria are there.
Now the real question is, did the Vice Hail heal my punctured lung?
Yes, it did.
Awesome.
Robert, please roll me an initiative.
Alrighty. 19.
Nice.
I know, right?
I had a nat 20 on my initiative.
Nice con save, by the way.
Thank you.
Alright, so for all sakes purposes, Robert, it is your turn. You run up into the courtyard of this church. You see a blood smear kind of like dragged along the ground to the front door. And you see a rather wounded Maxwell kind of sprinting out from around the corner.
Robert is going to sprint to catch up to him and then use the
He's actually
magic
running
on his...
towards you, so...
Well, Robert's going to use the magic of his tiara to heal him in a probably painful manner. And then he's going to sprint directly to where Maxwell just ran from. Or as best as he can imagine, anyway.
Alright, 1 second.
Can I just, as I'm like running towards him, like as I see him run around the corner, can I just shout broken window?
Yeah.
I shout broken window to you, Robert.
Robert looks around for a broken window.
As you... Okay, I should probably line this up better. As you sprint past him, you see a broken window. These guys.
How high up is it?
It's ground level.
Is it high enough for a man in plate to run and jump into it?
Yeah, you could totally do that. What's a blocker?
If I couldn't do that, I was going to have to Kool-Aid Man it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so that's 19 and 10. Ooh, nat 20.
Damn, I gotta get the player's handbook again now because...
What was that?
Okay, so, oh, now muttering to myself, I just realized I grabbed the player's handbook again from a PDF because it's on my old laptop, not my new one. Anyways, go on.
As you kind of jump through the window, sorry, I'm trying to do all these fucking initiatives. You see a dark hooded figure. Its right sleeve sliced open, revealing a almost black chitinous carapace with a coagulated black blood dripping from it, pushing itself up. As it looks up at you, its long dark beak kind of just points at you and just...
Robert roars, "That shall be the last noise you make," and then beams open his lightsaber.
Other sound effects. As you kind of you spark up your blade, it actually kind of turns away from you a little bit, almost as if the light itself is kind of harming its eyes.
Robert charges at it.
Alright.
should I roll damage? Yes.
Yep. Both do in fact hit.
I should hope with an attack to score that high.
You gonna do your smites?
Oh, yeah. I think it's D8s anyway.
Yeah. So 79.
Yep.
As you kind of slash across its chest twice, it squeals in pain as sorry. As it kind of rears back from you, black blood kind of just splattered across the ground near it. Roll me a perception check.
Ready? 24.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yep.
As you slash it open, you kind of rear yourself back up for another attack, but then you just hear a chittering coming from behind you. Roll me a wisdom save. Or, yeah, wisdom.
15.
Before you can even turn to look, you feel your body seize up. Just... and you are paralyzed.
Alright.
As you then feel... What's your AC at?
29.
That hits. That hits. And that hits. 18, 19, and 20. Hot damn. 18, 19.
That's 57.
Huh? Oh no, I'm talking about the attack rolls.
Oh, not the damage.
No. The damage is... What's the bonus?
Oh, Marty, I took 79 damage in one turn, and that was only with 2 attacks.
That was from its beak, though. These are from the rapiers. So that's 11, 19, 25, 34 points of damage, and make me a Constitution saving throw.
$17 or a 31, depending on if I get
Unfortunately, you do not. And you are now considered poisoned. And... Please lose 2 level 1 spell slots.
Alright.
At this point, Illyria charges up to you, Maxwell, as she hands you a potion before she sprints past you and dives into the window. She kind of tucks and rolls, coming up at the creature behind Robert. Miss. And actually that one is a hit. It's doing 8 points of damage. No. She gets advantage because she's flanking it.
Oh. Damn, that seems so high.
I was gonna say, if its AC is only 25, I hit it on everything that isn't less than 4.
Lucky you. What
I
is
know, right?
You have a plus 21? Holy
Apparently.
shit. Why?
So Maxwell, as you are recuperating outside, you holding the potion bottle in your hand, you hear 2 shrieks from high above you. As you look up, you see 2 dark winged creatures kind of circling above you. Their wings are shrouded in what seems to be a magical darkness. As their blood-red eyes sweep over the city, one of them spots you and dives down at you. As it kind of barrels at you, it tries to slam into you as it lands, but you duck and dodge out of the way, kind of rolling. As it sweeps around with one of its talons, actually 2 of its talons. That is a hit, and that is a miss.
I'm going to add my AC to the second one. I'm going to add to my AC using my new feat that I picked up. Defensive Duelist. When wielding a finesse weapon, I can add my proficiency to my AC with my reaction.
Okay, and what's your proficiency at?
Duh. I think it's the 6. I think it's the 6. Hold on. Yeah, it's
6? Alright, so your AC would
come
be
up to 33.
33. You do manage to dodge out of the way of that one as well.
Yay. Luckily, that's only using my reaction and for 1 attack, so I can't just like spam it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an Elizran initiative then. As this guy kind of backs away from Robert, it turns and it flees into the main chamber of the church. And Maxwell, it is your turn.
So there's now one in front of me.
This is not a Razak. This is what you assume they meant by the great winged beasts that they rode. It's honestly like it's bigger than Elizran. Kind of looks like a dragon. Huh?
What did you say those were called?
Letherblaka.
One more time?
What?
One more time?
Letherblaka.
That is a weird name.
Yeah, so is Razak.
Alright, well, shit. Trade one kill with him for another. I'm gonna slash at it. No, wait. Before I do slash at it, I'll still use those attack rolls. I'm gonna try to jump on top of it, if I can.
Okay. Let's say you're out here now. Then we have some more room.
What should I roll to try to jump on top of it?
Roll me an athletics.
Damn it.
One sec. You do manage to scramble up upon it.
Does this mean I still get my offhand attacks?
Yes.
Awesome. Stretch stab. Alright, which one's hit?
Miss, hit. Only the last one hits.
Do I have a sneak attack being on its back?
You do not. I'm gonna say.
Oh. Okay. I do 11 damage. Gave me net ones for the win.
Ah, there we go. Shrink it down my face. Right. That's how that works. So 11 damage against lesser blocker number 1. At this point, barreling out of the front doors, you see Drozak, the dwarf, come sprinting out, whip in one hand and an axe in the other. As he sees you, he looks up at you, raises up his hand, going to steal your spell book real quick, Lord Maxwell.
It's not good. Not filled out to the way it should. Just a warning.
Such pleb.
I know I've been meaning to fix that, but I haven't.
You hear him shout out, Judah. Roll me an intelligence save real quick. Alright, roll me magic, please. As you kind of hear the word before his mouth actually opens, like he lifts his hand towards you, and before he can say the word, you just snap to the side, and you hold out your palm towards him, and you shout out, Letta! As he just kind of freezes up for a second, and then growls before he just starts stomping towards you. You did manage to stop his spell, counter spells. And
This is that dwarf.
yeah. Played by Ryu Rakuseta. As you do though, you feel to front. You feel presence behind you as you are on the Letherblocker's back, and you turn just in time to see 2 crossbow bolts flying towards you. You're able to dodge out of the way of the first one, but the second one sinks into your thigh. Make me a Constitution saving throw and take 7 points of damage.
I really wish I was proficient in Constitution.
Alright, you are now considered poisoned. As you feel whatever was tipping the crossbow begins to just burn in your blood.
Alright.
As you hear landing behind you on the ground is a second Letherblocker. As it does, As it lands, it lets out a high-pitched shriek. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Dang, you almost told me it was DC. Oh no, let's oh man. I'm using my luck.
Using your luck.
My last luck. Oh.
Damn, you're blowing your load on the first fight.
You know what? I'm having bad luck tonight. I blew my load on the first 2 rolls.
As the shriek racks your body, take 10, 19... 29, 30, 39 points of thunder damage. As you are swept off your feet, you slam down onto the forearm of the Letherblocka that you are on, and you tumble off of its form, crashing to the ground, taking another 4 points from the fall.
So how much total damage?
43 points of damage.
Oh man. Oh man, I'm getting eaten up with shit. Did I ever figure out what was that potion bottle that you gave me, by the way?
No. But you assume that, you should probably use it.
Yeah.
And at that, it is Robert's turn.
Am I still paralyzed?
You are.
Can I roll will to break it?
Constitution.
16.
Or sorry, no, that was a wisdom, sorry.
Oh.
My bad.
I rolled them on. Anyway. There you go.
The Razak turns, ignoring Robert. Lets out its noxious breath. Illyria is able to avoid the effect. Can she avoid the attacks? Nope, those hit, and that's a 20, so. 12, 18. 24, 30, 37. Alright. Alright, and it is back to Illyria's turn. Miss, hit, miss. She slashes at the creature, her scimitar bouncing off the outer carapace. Finally, her sickle finds purchase underneath one of its chitness plates and kind of wrenches it free. But as she swings back around, it kind of slugs her in the arm, blocking it and deflecting the blow. Maxwell, you are prone on the ground between these two Letherblocka. Suddenly, the Razak jumps down off of the back of the other Lether Blocka, and lunges at you, making 3 attacks. What's your AC at? 27?
27.
That one hits, misses, and hits. As it kind of lunges down at you with its beak, pecks you 2 times, take 79 points of damage.
Okay.
As this Razak 2 begins to rip into your flesh. And Lether Blocka. You hear the dwarf go,
Go now. Feed on the children.
the Lether Blocka turns, ignoring you, and with the Razak still on its back, charges at the cathedral gates, slamming into them, rubble spraying across the courtyard as you hear the screams from inside. You look up just in time to see the Lether Blocka holding one of these soldiers in its mouth. It tosses it up in the air, or tosses him up in the air, and then catches it full on in its jaws. Robert, make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. 20. Fuck yeah.
Okay, you are broken free of your paralysis as you see the Razak that you kind of fucked up. You see it sprint into a door, and then you hear the scream of a child. Before...
Robert?
It's not your turn yet. This is just I'm giving you this as a kind of reaction. You hear the scream of the child before you hear a gurgle, or a death wail, followed by a gurgle.
Oh, man.
Children don't really make death files, do they?
Yeah.
What do they do?
When they have a beak shoved into their chest and their flesh ripped away.
Jesus. Right, alright. Is it my turn?
No, it is Elizrand's turn. So Elizrand comes flying in. Mr. Maxwell.
Just gonna come flying in and slam into the one that the Raksha or whatever, I can't remember the name.
Razak.
Razak. Yep, that one. The one that's attacking me. And then attack it with her tail that she can now use. How many attack rolls should I make?
B2. She slams into it with her tail the first time as she lands. Sweeps it off of its feet onto the ground. That's 18 points of damage.
Yep.
But as she swings her tail back around and tries to slam into it again, it rolls out of the way. But 'tis now your turn.
Okay, using half my movement speed, I'm gonna scramble up onto my feet, grab that potion that Illyria gave me, drink it.
Okay. 1 second.
And
Let me roll for it.
sure.
But you can finish up whatever you're saying for your turn.
Drinking a potion is a bonus action, correct?
Correct.
Now, before I do this, is the potion healing me?
Yes, it is. You heal 22 points instantly and 18 health for the next 5 turns each turn.
I'm going to heal myself a little bit more, because I'm almost dead. I'm gonna channeling through one of my gems. I'm a by sale again. Oh, fuck my life.
Heal 51 points of damage.
Yay, I forgot to get advantage on that. There. Now I'm back over half HP. And that's my turn. No, wait. Would it take an action to contact Durak?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna contact him. Durak, we run into a problem. Well, trouble. We're fighting them now. We need help. Also, if we kill the leader, do you think the... Fuck, what's their name again?
Razak.
Razak. Yes, that. Do you think the Razak will back off?
Unlikely. They fight until dead.
Shit. We're gonna need help.
I'm on my way. I'm bringing your mechanical friend too.
Good. Now I'll end my turn.
Alright. At that, the dwarf kind of scrambles forward, and you see him pull a strange one second. A strange looking spear, its head made in a barbed pattern. Kind of pulls it from his back, hefts it, and then launches it at Elizran. With advantage. Elizran turns at the last second, and she sweeps her tail up, glancing against the weapon. It scatters to the ground right there next to you as the dwarf scowls at you, or at her. The Razak on the back of the first leather blockade jumps down into the rubble of the cathedral, and Robert, once more you hear, this time not the scream of a child, but of a man, and his death gurgle as well. Mr. Maxwell, you are still prone, technically. Unless you got up on your turn.
I got up on my
Okay,
turn.
right. Okay, so they don't get advantage against you. But the leather blocker pecks at you with its beak, misses, swings at you with a talon, misses, and then hits you with one of its talons for a grand total of
100 damage.
1 million damage.
Oh.
8,
Even break
14
10
points
HP.
of damage as the talon rakes across your chest.
Alright. Dwarven friend is on the way.
I'm dreaming. Robert Tilvin, it is your turn.
In what direction are the screams coming from?
This direction.
Sorry, what?
Right there.
Alright. Robert is going to briefly lay on hands himself, back to full HP. That's 6 points. Or close to full HP anyway. And then he is going to turn on his heel and sprint towards the screams. Kool-Aid Man style. With a shield out front.
Okay.
You know, shortest direction. Don't need to roll anything?
If you're attacking, cause like the door's open.
Yeah. I'm
So-
going to charge with my shield, so...
So yeah, you can use your shield attack to bash the Razak that fled from you, who is now currently feasting on the corpse of a small child.
Beautiful. If I knock it prone, I want to coup de grace it by stabbing it in the skull.
Go ahead and make a sword attack. Yeah, as you kind of launch it off of the corpse, it tumbles off to the side, and before it can move up, you just drive your sword directly into its skull, like right into its open beak, as the blade just kind of burns away at its nasty flesh, black blood spilling out over the ground.
And where was the scream of the man coming from?
As you look over, wow, you can see a giant black-winged figure, and another Razak. The black-winged figure is kind of looking around at about 15 other men, surrounding and trying to protect a group of about 20 children, as this Razak is kind of turned and looking at which of the men it's going to kill next, as it kind of pulls its beak away from the corpse that it's eating right now. A long stretch of like sinew and muscle kind of pulling and snapping, kind of twirling around its beak as it does.
Alright, I'm going to roll intimidation to get the attention of both of them, and can I expend the rest of my movements and all actions to shield charge the big motherfucker to get its attention?
Yeah. You won't be able to really do damage with your shield, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
because it is so big.
Stuff. Like fucking boom into it. Knock it unbalanced or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything, or is it just happening?
No, I'll just say you kind of sprint up and you slam into it with your shield. It turns, like it whips its head around to you as it does. And then the Razak that it's paired with kind of turns and looks at you.
Oh yeah, I'm going to roll the intimidation to effectively taunt them into ignoring the others.
Okay.
16. That was a 2.
Alright, back in the other room. The Razak attacks Illyria, hit, and miss. And Illyria fights back. Alright. Maxwell, the Razak that Elishran kind of whooped in the face, pulls itself up off the ground, grabs the spear, gives you one look, and then turns and lunges at Elishran with it. He attacks once, misses twice, misses, and a third time, and misses. As he lunges at Elishran, she like bites at him, forcing him to dodge out of the way and miss his blow. Actually, those are all supposed to be with advantage. Doesn't fucking matter. The Death Dart will not find its hold. As he lunges again, she rakes at him with her claws, forcing him to back away again. And then finally, with his third thrust, she brings her tail down, knocking the spear out of his hands as it kind of skirts over and rolls to your side. At that, the Lether Blocka inside the cathedral spins on Robert, and it lets out a horrific, ear-bursting screech. So please make a Constitution saving throw, Mr. Robert.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Day.
What the fuck?
Alright. As you are kind of blasted by the sheer impact of the screech, you kind of turn your legs and you're able to resist being knocked over. But you do take... 40, 46. 23 points of damage. Thunder damage.
How much thunder damage did I take?
23.
Done.
And that guy's dead, so it is Elizran's turn.
Elizran's gonna sweep with her tail twice in a row.
Okay. Against which one? The Razak?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna consider it as advantage that she gets. So the first one does miss, but the second one hits. It's 24 points of damage. As it kind of flips over her tail with the first swing, she kind of turns the direction and swings it back in. The mithril plating kind of crashing into its skull, knocking it to the side. Does it succeed? What's her strength modifier at?
That's a good question. It is at 4.
4. Okay, yes,
Okay,
it does succeed in holding its own.
Heal 18 points. Is that belly up potion?
And it is your turn.
I am gonna go pick up that spear.
Alright.
And judging from everyone's way of attacking with it, I'm gonna stab at the big dragon-like thing behind me.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a 1d20 with your strength modifier.
Let me check on my strength values. Oh shit.
And another one for your second attack.
Hey!
There you go. Alright. As you lunge at it, it scratches at you with the talon. You just flip over it, and you actually slam the spear down into its paw, doing 11 points of damage.
Even with the crit?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. So it'd be 22.
Huh.
18. The dwarf scowls at you as you stab with the spear, and then you hear Raisa. The spear jerks up into the air. Roll me a strength modifier or strength save.
Oh, actually, weren't bad rolls for me.
You do manage to hold onto the spear as it rises up into the air. So you're now dangling about 10 feet up in the air. And Robert, it's your turn. Did we lose a Robert again?
We might have.
Oh no. Sorry. I kind of blanked out. Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Alrighty. Robert is going to wind back his arm and swing at the big one twice. Or both of those are ultra smites, by the way.
Ultra smites. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so 74. 113?
115.
Or yeah, sorry, 115. Damn. As you swing Dawnbringer, you slash across its nose area. Black, brackish blood kind of splatters everywhere. As it almost bubbles with an acidic tinge. As it just kind of rears back, screeching in pain. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to shout, "Taste the fire of Dawnbringer, foul fiend." And that's it.
Alright. At this point, the leather block outside, fighting Maxwell, turns and actually swings at Elizran. That is a miss. Hit. And hit. So the first attack, it slashes across with its talon, misses, slashes across with the other one, and claws at her flank, doing 8 points of damage. And then the third one kind of rears back and just pecks with its beak into her shoulder blade, doing 27 points of damage.
Fight me?
No, to Elizran.
No, it's yeah.
Alright, as the Razak in the cathedral sprints forward at Robert, it launches at him. Please make a strength saving throw, Robert.
22.
As you feel the bulk of the Razak slam into you, you're knocked off of your feet as you are slammed down onto the ground. And yep, its beak comes kind of slamming down into you, piercing through your armor into your chest as you feel it bite into you and literally rip muscle and flesh out of your chest. Please take 51 points of damage.
Alright.
And slashy stab stab miss, slashy stab stab hit, slashy stab stab hit with a 20. Oh.
Leah's gonna end up dead.
8 points of damage. That's 18.
Or me. Depending on which one that is.
At this point, though, you guys see another black figure swoop out of the sky. This time, Eridor sweeping down. He lands on the back of the Letherblakke. In the cathedral, kind of slamming down into it, causing it to buckle under his large weight. That is a hit. As his jaws open wide and he releases a torrent of black flame against the creature, doing hot damn, 34 points of damage. And Karazir launches off of the Letherblakke the dragon's back, kind of coming up, tucking and rolling as he swings at the Razak. Ooh, hit. Alright. That is 26. 43 points of damage. Illyria chugs a belly up potion. attacketh. You guys hear a sizzle as Robert, you see acid kind of splash out across the door that you burst through. Doesn't hit you, but it's like doing the animation. And the Razak outside with Maxwell turns and lashes at Karazir. Miss. Hit. And hit. Oh wait, Karazir can be poisoned, I believe. I don't know. I need to check. Huh, weird.
Every time you go quiet, I don't know if my internet's died or not.
No, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Don't worry, it's just, it's just how bad my internet's gotten.
The Lether Blocka inside the cathedral sweeps around with its talons, attacking Robert twice. One of them hits, one of them misses as its beak comes up, tries to peck at Eridor and bounces off of its scales. His scales. Talon is 2d6. So take 11 points of damage as the talons slash across your chest, Robert.
How much, sorry?
11. It's Elizran's turn. Maxwell.
My turn.
Elizran's
Nope,
turn.
Elizran's turn. My bad. She is going to turn towards the big thing, whatever the name, the big thing, and use her fire breath. Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 10 and a nat 1. Yay, Elizran.
I was talking about the saving throw.
God damn it.
So that was 15 points of damage. And now it is your turn, Maxwell. You are still dangling from the flying spear.
How far away is the dwarf?
About 20 feet.
I'm gonna jump from the spear and charge him.
Okay.
And then attack him.
So hit, and hit.
Can I wound him with my short sword of wounding?
He does have to roll a Constitution saving throw, which he
I
fails.
totally- Oh my god, it actually worked.
So
4 necrotic damage on his next turn.
I am giving you a sneak attack. What was the necrotic damage next turn?
1d4.
1d4, okay. I am giving you sneak attack because he was concentrating on a spell.
Just 1 or 2?
One. Just one.
Okay.
And he does need a con save, which he fails with a nat 1. So the spear drops with a clatter to the ground. Go ahead and roll another sneak attack, because technically you crit, because you got advantage. Alright, time to do math. So 36, 53, 68, 79, 110, 138 points of damage.
Yeah, 138.
As you just go into blind fury, hacking away at the dwarf's chest, he loses his concentration, turns and just snarls at you as he kind of he pulls out the whip from his flank, whips it at you, gets a natty 20.
Oh.
Roll me a athletics or acrobatics. Alright, it does do 14 points of damage. And it whips around your leg, but you're able to kind of yank your leg free just in time before it actually tightens. But his axe, wait, I already rolled for the axe, and that does it. The axe does hit. As you kind of pull out of the way, he slams his axe down into your chest, doing 17 points of damage. Duroc does jump off the dragon Eredor's back, slamming down, going,
Drozak, you bastard. I killed you once. I'll kill you again.
He swings at Drozak, doubling up. He hits both times. As he slams his black blade into Drozak's shoulder and swings back around with it again, slashing across his forearm. Drozak kind of scowls and starts looking around at everything going on. Robert, it is your turn.
Can I cast Greater Retribution? If the target fails their will save, the next time they deal damage by a physical or magical attack of any type to any creature, they will suffer damage, double the damage they dealt of the same type.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast that on whichever one just skewered the fuck out of my chest.
The one that's currently on top of you.
Yes.
Alright. Does that require hand movements?
Let's see. No, it is touch. So as long as you
Okay.
can touch it. So I'm going to grasp it by the face, cast Greater Retribution, and then I'm going to try to throw it off me.
Alright. What's your DC save?
17.
It makes the save.
Ah, fuck.
And roll me an athletics.
36.
You do manage to launch it off of you, though.
And upon regaining my footing, I want to slash at the big one.
How much is Greater Retribution an action?
It is a single action, yes.
Okay, so you do not have another attack.
Alright. I guess I will spend my remaining lay on hands to heal myself, which will do 55 points of HP, so that brings me up to 152.
Alright. The Leather Blocker once again attacks Ellisran. It's a hit, miss, natty 20. So its talon, once again sweeps its talons across her chest. The first one does not make purchase underneath her scales, but the second one does. She takes 10 points of damage from that. And then that's 6 die 10 for the beak since it's a crit. So that is 5, 10, 12. 24, 30 points of damage as the beak slams into her left front leg, and it starts to just kind of rip away at her flesh. So 42 points damage total.
42? Okay.
And Mr. Roberto, the creature uses its action to actually disengage and scramble up onto the Leather Blocker's back.
Right.
Alright. You can hear the sound of combat from the other room, the chittering and squawking of the other creature, or the other Razak in the room fighting Illyria. Breath weapon does not restore, but it still can use one. Eridor blasts the Leather Blocker once more with his black fire. Karazir raises his blade. And what that spell book? Yeah, yo. he points it directly at the Razak in front of him and releases a lightning bolt. Neither of them actually make that save, so... Illyria does the fa 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 fa. The Razak turns, slashes at Karazia. Hit. As you see Karazir kind of holding his own against the Razak and the Lether Blaka, flanked by Elizran. The Lether Blaka inside the cathedral kind of raises up its wings and shakes them, flicking off Eridor from its back as Eridor slams into the wall next to Robert. Robert, make me a dexterity saving throw as rubble begins to fall around you.
17.
Okay, you do make the save. On the other side of the wall, though, as the wall comes crashing down... Cakewalk for Illyria. You do hear... a screech as you see one of the larger pieces of the wall pin down the Razak on the other side. And with that, it is Elizran's turn.
She's gonna use her tail to hit the big thing.
The Lether Blaka.
Lesser brought. Well, yes.
Okay, the first one does hit. The second one does not. And Maxwell, it is your turn.
Right,
Elizran's fire breath is restored, by the way.
Okay. So where is the dwarf looking now?
He's still on you.
Okay. Screw it. I'm still gonna attack him. Nat 1. Nice.
Okay, miss, hit, miss.
Miss.
So
Nice.
21 points of damage. At that, he holds out his hand, and then he rises up into the air suddenly. You do get another attack of opportunity if you want to use your reaction for it. Does hit. And that does hit. as you and you and Durak kind of slam into Drozok at the same time, but he still still manages to rise up into the air and alights down on top of the leather block. Drozok spins around and attacks the leather block. Hit miss. He slams his black blade into the leather block's rear flank, pulls it back, and then just slashes across its tail. Robert, it is your turn.
Deary me, is it my turn already? Alright. The leather blocker is the big guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it trying to fly away?
So far, it kind of looks that way. It did just launch the black dragon off of its back.
Alright. Let me see if I got a spell that might help me. I do not. Alright. Guess we're gonna wing it. How big is it?
Huge.
How big? 10 feet, 20 feet?
Probably close to about 30 feet.
Where are the wings at? Midway through the body?
Yep.
Has it got a tail?
Yes.
How big is the tail?
It's about 10 feet long. Or not, no, sorry, like 8 feet long.
How wide? Enough to walk on?
Yeah.
Alright, Robert's going to try to sprint up the tail.
The tail is on the other side of its body. Its face is facing you right now.
Well, in that case. I'm going to see if I can taunt it to make it swing at me. Should I roll intimidation?
Yeah.
23. Robert's going to just shout at, get its attention, see if he can provoke an attack from it. And then, if it does that, I want to roll an acrobatics to jump up onto its hand, and then jump off its hand to slice down its wing. See if I can cut its wing off.
All right, roll your acrobatics.
Fuck hell. 10.
As it swipes at you, you try to jump up onto it, but its claw just slams into you, doing 10 points of damage. I'm rolling shit on my d6s.
I'm just going to have Robert try to cut the hand off at the wrist then. Roll max damage.
You do manage to slice into the hand of it, like its claw, and you do remove 2 of its claws.
I was slashing at the wrist.
I know.
Okay, well, how did I get to the claws from the wrist?
Huh?
How did I get to
because you got knocked off balance.
Yeah, but I'm in its hand, aren't I?
No, it just slashed at you. Like you were midair and it slashed at you.
Right. Okay then. I'll accept that. I think that's the end of my turn.
The leather blocker outside reaches down, grabbing its child in its jaw, kind of picking the Razak in front of it up into the air as it extends its wings and takes off flying. Elishran does get an attack of opportunity. She does claw at it. Her claw slashes across its forearm as it takes off. It turns and takes off into the sky, heading towards Erebor. As the Razak on the back of the other leather block of the one inside turns, and he fires off 2 shots from his hand crossbow at Robert. One glances off of your shoulder pad, but the second one does hit. Please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yep, and take 10 points of damage.
I rolled a 20.
As you feel a burning sensation in your shoulder, your skin kind of flashes with light right at the wound, and the burning sensation dissipates almost instantly.
Good.
The Razak in the back room shoves the rock off of it and sprints out into the courtyard, where Eredor turns and snaps at it with its jaw. And does a lot of damage to it. Eredor actually just grabs its forearm with his jaw and just rips its arm out of its socket. The black coagulated blood kind of splatters across the cobbles, mixing with the red of the human blood that was already there. Karazir turns, looks at the creature as it's trying to run out into the courtyard. What's Karazir got up his sleeve this time? Ain't shit. Launches a witch bolt, which... Actually, no, not a witch bolt. Well, which one is it? Fucking... It's not what I was thinking, sorry. Blood. That one. The overcharge. Which... What level are you guys? 16?
17.
17.
Oh, shit. He gets 4 then. 2, 3, 4. All of them, I'm gonna say hits. Okay, well, first one miss, second one miss, third one miss. Or no, third one I'll say hits, and fourth one I'll say hits as well. So that is 33 points of damage. Illyria sprints out of the back room, rears up, and launches 2 arrows after it. Both of them unfortunately missing. But she does heal to maximum health now. As the Leather Blocka extends its wings and starts to take off, Robert, Maxwell, and Durak all get attack of opportunities.
So instead of that, could I use my reaction to cast a spell? Like a
No.
special spell? Oh, okay.
Well, what spell would you be casting?
Letta.
Yeah, you can try that, I guess.
Oh, cool.
So hit. Go ahead and roll your smite damage, Morty.
Wow, that's a shit roll. 4 mistakes. Good job, me.
6. So that's 41 total damage.
As you shout Letta, you feel a great pull against your body, Maxwell. Take 82 points of energy damage as the Leather Blocka still begins to flap its wings and turns and takes off into the sky, following its ally towards Erebor. It's Elizran's turn.
We'll just have Elzran pick me up and then chase after them.
Alright. And it's your turn, Maxwell.
Pulling out my bow. Okay. How beat up does the big thing look?
It looks pretty seriously wounded. Black blood is honestly dripping in heavy quantities as it flies away.
Alright. So for that oath oath, can I just start like ad-libbing it instead of saying the thing?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, as I pull out the oath bow, I stare at the big beast. I'm gonna make you pay for all the lives you've taken today. And shoot 2 arrows.
Alright, I'm gonna say you were out of sneak attack range because they do fly faster than Elizran. So miss and hit.
That's 24 points of damage then.
Okay. As the arrow kind of the first one flies and just barely misses it, kind of dropping below it. The second one flies true and slams into its back flank, just inches from Drozok's foot as he's kind of standing on its back. Drozok turns, looks at you, looks down at the ground below you, gestures with his hand, and then kind of raises it up. And natty 20 against Elizran. The strange barbed spear lifts up from the ground where you left it and launches up at Elizran. As you are sitting on her back, you suddenly see through the joint of her wing, this barbed spear kind of just stabs right through it. Have her make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, okay. Ouch. A 7. Or if you want, give her advantage. You got a nat 20.
Unfortunately, she gets disadvantage.
Ouch. That would be a 7 then.
She takes 47 points of damage. And you hear in your mind,
Actually, I don't feel so good.
and she starts to dip out of the sky as you see her eyes flutter, and she enters unconsciousness. The ground comes rearing up towards you faster than you expect as she crumples down, smashing into the ground. I'm counting the fall damage as part of that 47, I think I said. As she just causing the cobblestone below her to split, actually smashing into one of the houses along the edge of the street. Durak comes sprinting up as he grips the spear, and he just rips it out of her wing. He starts to mutter a long, extended healing spell over her wing, accented with the occasional
Damn it, shut, no, not today.
Robert, 'tis your turn. If you have anything. Oh, there is still a
Is there really
Razak
anything
there.
I can do in this situation?
There is still a Razak there on the ground with you.
Oh, okay. Robert's gonna turn to it, and he is going to shield charge it to knock it over. Basically, just knock it over.
You do manage to knock it over.
And then I'm going to finish it off with stabbing it in the beak.
Roll your smite damage.
$41, 52.
Oh, sorry. As you try to stab it in the beak, it kind of rolls out of the way. As you stab through its other shoulder, since it did just have one arm ripped off, the blade actually severs its second arm as it just lets out a... But it is still alive.
I don't really have any other moves, do I?
Nope.
Can I just plant a foot on its chest to keep it down?
Yeah.
I'll do that. You just tell me when I have to roll strength to keep it from coming up.
I mean, it doesn't have any arms, so it's not like it can really lift itself up.
Oh, alright, well, I'd want to stomp it in the chest, but, that'd be a move, so I'll just keep my foot on it.
As the two leather blockers kind of take off into the sky, they quickly fly around the edge of the lonely mountain and disappear from sight. Maxwell, roll me an intelligence save. As
Nat 1 or nat 20?
the flood of pain kind of overcomes you from your shared link with Elizran, you hear Drozok's voice in your mind moments before you lose consciousness.
You'll join Oryx soon enough, human. And so will your dragon join her mother.
And then I fall unconscious, I'm guessing.
You do. As Eridor comes bounding over. Back down to... Boom, delete. Boom, delete. Boom, delete. Yeah, Eridor comes bounding over, touching his nose to Elizran's flank. His nose begins to glow with a black magical light. Illyria sprints over as well, her hands guiding over the wound. She starts pulling out poultices and other things from her bag and starts rubbing them over Elizran's other various wounds. Robert, what are you doing? You got the thing pinned down on the ground.
I'm going to stomp on its head until it's dead. Strength?
No. As you turn, you just kind of look at it, just gargling up at you, trying to nip at your ankle with its beak. You just kind of turn, lift your other foot, and just smash its skull in.
And I'm going to turn to look at the people, if there's any left.
There are. They all look rather scared, but they're the men that were kind of guarding the children start to move forward to make sure everything's all right and clear. For the first time, you see strapped to the statue at the head of the cathedral, kind of like strung up, facing the statue, is a man, a crown kind of cocked to the side on his brow, with his back basically rended open from a whip.
Who is that? Rupert gestures to the man.
That be the King of Dale.
One of the weak men, like his chest is kind of ripped open. You can see the familiar wounds of the Razak's beak had been ripping at his chest as he kind of holds and tries to staunch the wound. And he moves over, and he as several of the men move over and start to take down their king.
Robert is going to heal the wounds of those he can, medicine, and he's going to cauterize the wounds of those who can't. He's just going to use like the edge of Dawnbringer to do so.
Just roll me a medicine then.
$28.
Yeah. You go around kind of tending to the wounded, and as you finish that up, you look around. There are a couple of dead soldiers in various positions around the room, in various states of being eaten, type thing. And sitting right in the very center next to the altar, you see the half-eaten body of a child.
Robert frowns and goes to cover the corpse of the child if there's like any cloth nearby to do so.
You pull down one of the tapestries from one of the shattered windows and cover the corpse. Maxwell, you regain consciousness about 15 minutes later, as Elizran does as well. You look up and you can feel just barely the mental connection. She is extremely weak. As Durak and Eridor, after having finished what they could do to patch her wound, are now sitting just staring at each other. You can tell they're mentally discussing something as Durak holds the barbed spear in his hands.
I get up and go check on Elizran. To see how she's doing.
Illyria looks up to you as she continues to rub poultices over some of the claw and talon wounds that she received. Elizran turns and kind of nudges you with her nose.
Are you okay, hatchling?
I'll be fine. How are you doing? You took a lot. It's
I'm not used to this type of fighting.
It was brutal.
And how are you? I sense that they were eating you.
I'll be fine. Don't know.
She kind of weakly nods her head and then turns and kind of nuzzles Illyria before she curls her neck up on top of herself and seems to doze off.
I think she's gonna be out of the fight for quite a while she's recovering.
Illyria looks up and a frown crossing her face.
She should be alright. The Douth Dart is a very dangerous weapon.
What is it?
At this, it is Durak who answers.
The Douth Dart is a damnable weapon created by the elves to take down dragons. Back in the age, the dragons and elves were enemies before the time of the Riders. There are 12 such weapons. This is the last one that ever existed. The last time it was seen was when Arya shoved it into the eye of Galbatorix's great black beast. I assume she'd taken it with her. So if Drozak has it, means Algasia's in a lot more trouble than we thought. And it explains how someone took down Sardonyx.
So, who's the one who took down Sardonyx and Rorik?
Aye. Drozak was a member of one of the clans of mine and Ulrich's home. A clan that was blasted out of our group by our King Ulrich, your master's namesake. His father rose up against Ulrich when he became a rider. And Ulrich, in return for the treachery, brutally bashed the bastard's head in right in front of Drozak. Drozak never took it lightly. He fled and sought his revenge. Years later, Ulrich imprisoned him after he tried to assassinate Jareen, Ulrich's wife. After several years, Drozak succumbed to whatever it is, disease. I don't know, but he died in prison, and I thought that was the last time I'd ever see that bastard's face. Damn Ragnarok, and damn the gods for cursing us to this.
We're going to find him and make sure he pays for everything that he's done.
Oh, you bet your arse we will. For now, we should rest and get these men to safety. Seems what's more, the men of Dale will have to bunker inside Erebor. At least until we can end this threat.
Yeah. Well, this is turning into another crisis already. Oh well, another large one.
Well, until the point that we find some information on them, we have to focus on our job here. Make sure the villains of this land do not regain control.
Alright. Well then, where should we start looking after the rest?
We'll speak with the king, figure out any rumors of the land, and then we can decide the course of action.
Right. Let's get back to Erebor. They're probably not happy with us.
Those bastards can suck on. Their men would be dead if we didn't come save them. We did our part. Can't blame us for evil stalking the land.
No, they'll just blame us for failing.
Fuck 'em.
I follow.
as he mounts up on top of Eridor.
I'll go back and I'll make sure everything's alright up there. You all return when you can. Don't push others around the fly. It's gonna be a while before she's able to use that wing comfortably.
Agreed. I'll make sure she gets back safely.
Do so. And Maxwell,
Yeah.
you did good today, boy. My cousin will be proud of you.
Could have done better.
We can always do better. That's why we just keep trying.
Thanks. Go back, we'll go make sure everyone's alright.
As you guys kind of pack up and you start escorting not only the survivors from the cathedral, but any who are still locked within their homes back to Erebor, you're meted with skeptical glances from the mob, but also many looks of gratitude as people are reunited with their families. Karashir looks at you both as you guys head back through the gates. I don't consider that a win, but at least it was not a total loss. If we destroyed the Demon Lords, we can do this.
Yeah. We'll get through. We always pull through anyways.
As you guys move up into the throne room, you find yourselves greeted by the fat man in silk robes, King Durin, and several other of the dwarf nobles as you guys escort in the King of Dale. You guys take a deep breath and you start to head up the long walk towards the throne. And that, I believe, is a good place to end it for the evening.
Very well.
I hope you fellas enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
And we will be diving more into the actual plotting and whatnot these next few sessions. And diving into the more Middle Earth aspect of it.
Yay.
You guys sound so tired and depressed.
I'm sorry, I got like 2 hours of sleep.
No, dude, you're good. Trust me, I got like 4 hours last night, and you know that that's why I took the extra half an hour to nap even more.
Yeah, like I'm going back to sleep after this.
Yep, same here.
I
Anyway,
don't have to work today.
I'll look at you.
I know, right? I don't work till Monday.
I don't work, yeah.
I don't work, yeah. I have to close tonight. And then I got Monday off. And then I got the week from hell coming up.
I gotta work Monday. I'm out of town Tuesday and Wednesday. Work Thursday, off Friday, work Saturday.
Anyway, instead of going over our schedule for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody who showed up. Anybody watching on YouTube, I really appreciate it. Please tune in. It's going to be every Saturday, Sunday, 1 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. For more of the Middle Earth Ragnarok plot. Which it will also be tying into a lot of Allegasia Ragnarok. As you can see. But yeah. And this actually shouldn't be too long of a kind of interlude campaign. Before we dive into the Devil Lord, the Return of the Nine Hells. So, thank you guys very much. I'm actually going to find a stream to host. If there's anybody actually streaming right now, I don't even know. All the Russians. Screw it, we're actually going to host Reuthymus today. For those of you who don't know Reuthymus, Reuthymus is actually developing a game farming simulator that, from what I can tell, is actually going to be pretty legit. It's going to be kind of like a 3D, what's that fucking game called? Morty, what's that farming game that you and I both play?
Stardew Valley?
Yeah, Stardew Valley. Basically like a 3D Stardew Valley. Farming, killing stuff, magic, all that jazz. So yeah. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, with the Storm King Thunder campaign. Come join Foley, Morty, and Monotone, as well as the rest of Group 2, as they dive into that. And then once
Since I
again,
won't get this
An individual mention. It's just them, the rest of Group 2.
just the rest of Group 2. Yeah.
See, we're the famous ones, Morty.
Yeah, we've been here the longest.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, everybody have a great night. Keep rolling them die. Keep making the stories. And keep tuning in. Thank you very much. And good night, stream.
Good night, stream.
Bye, stream.
Do you think we'd get more viewers if we were at a better time?
Probably.
Probably.
Because, I can do this earlier now that I don't work.